Episode 8, Where America Fell Short and Ought to Own It. None of this is meant to suggest that America has always succeeded in living up to her own stated ideals where immigration is concerned. In point of fact, she most assuredly has not. Her failures, when they have occurred, have been manifold and decidedly inglorious. Chinese railroad workers did much of the work in building the backbone of the continent and were then excluded from the full participation which some of them had rightly earned. Braceros labored in American fields for decades and were sent home without the opportunities for permanence that some of them most certainly deserved. And most shamefully of all, European Jews, attempting to flee pogroms and persecution in the years preceding and immediately after the outbreak of the Second World War, were turned away with only a precious few high-profile exceptions, and many of them, far too many in fact, were thus consigned to deaths that were so horrifying as to strain the imagination of any human being with a functioning conscience. These were moral failures, to be sure. They deserve to be acknowledged. They deserve never to be downplayed or forgotten. But here is the sleight of hand in which modern pro-mass migration rhetoric attempts to engage. It treats historical injustice as a blank check for permanent policy irrationality. Acknowledging past wrongs does not require us to invent new ones. Rectifying injustice does not oblige us to abandon sovereignty. And compassion is not the same thing as willful institutional self-harm. A nation can be humane and selective at the same time. America once was that type of nation. There is no good reason why it cannot be again.